Okay guys, we were doing a requested tutorial by one of my subscribers or just someone in the comments. So, we're going to be making a ocean animation. Start off, if you guys do not have foot fluids, buy it, but if you guys want me to do a manta flow tutorial, which is right here, just this fluid here, just tell me that in the comments, or yeah, but today we're doing foot fluids, the better version. Alright, so we're going to start off by deleting everything. You just go click on an item and just go X delete. And now we're going to add another cube because nobody likes default cube. So now we bring it up, and by doing that we go tab, okay, and go control GZ. Just bring up your cursor a little bit to that goes up like one brick like that. So that your cursor's like at the bottom here of the cube. Okay, next we're going to do, we're going to go S5, left click, then S, X, 1.5. Alright, yeah, why not? And left click. And to move around the world in Blender, you use your middle mouse button, but I assume you guys already know that. Okay, so now we're going to hold Z and slide your cursor to wireframe. And now we can see what's going on inside this cube. So let's delete this, add a different cube, and let's go SY5, go SX 1.5, or hold on, 7.5, yeah, 7.5. Okay, so we're gonna go into tab, go Control R in the middle, and just use your middle mouse wheel and just scroll upwards, and then left click to confirm, left click to confirm again. So now we have a lot of geometry to work with. So now we're gonna go into this little point button here. Click 1 on your on your keypad. Press B, drag your mouse, select all these ones down here. Click H. Okay, so now that they're hidden and they can't be interacted with. They can't be interacted with. So now I'm gonna click this circle up here. Click one of these buttons here, and click the very same one on the opposite side. Click number 1 on your keypad again, and click GZ. Let's actually scale this up with our middle mouse button. Let's kind of bring it down a little bit. Let's actually grab the ones at the very end. Let's bring them down. Okay, so now that we did that, we're wondering, well, how are we going to get the bottom pieces back? We can press Alt, hold Alt, and click H again, and boom, they're not even interacted with, so it's really nice. And actually, let me see this. Let's actually bring this up over here, up a little bit. Let's bring this up a little bit. Ah, see, it's interacting with the bottom again. Let me hide this again. H. Now let's bring this up. Okay, Alt H. So now we have kind of like this slope here. Alright, so what we're gonna do next. You know what, let's add rocks in this. I'll add like a beach scene. This can be a little more complicated, but you know, let's do it. So let's click on this cube again. Let's scale it. So that's like 12. Let's put this at 12. Let's bring it over here to -2. Just copy this location if you want to. Go to this, back to this cube. Press Tab 3. We have to go into solid view actually. Let's click this cube. Click H and go back to this cube. Click Tab. And let's actually drag this out by E, Control. Let's bring it up a little more. Uh-oh. Let's bring it out so that's pretty much in line with this thing. Okay. Now let's go G, X. Okay. So now we got a cube like this, So the water's gonna be down here and it's gonna rush up here and then recede back down. Okay. So let's actually click on this cube here. Go to the circle icon. Click flip fluids, none, to obstacle. Friction, let's add a little bit of friction. White water influence, let's add a little bit of that as well. Let's go mesh, landscape. Click here, rock. If you guys don't have the landscape, you just go here to edit, preferences, add-ons, landscape, and just click it, and there you go. So let's click on this rock, GZ. Scale it down a little bit because this is a massive rock. Let's go keypad number 1 again. And let's actually add a material to this before we start duplicating it like crazy. So let's go flip fluids, none, obstacle, same settings as before. So now we'll go to tab, U, sphere protection, because it's gonna be wonky if you don't protect it from the how we're gonna shade it. I don't know. That's just how Blender works. Let me just hide this real quick. So we go new, material view, Control Shift T. So you have to enable the node wrangler. Just go to your edit preferences and type in node wrangler, and then go to wherever you put your rock texture. I'll leave a rock texture in the description below if you guys want to take that one. So I'm going to textures and rock texture it is. Alright, so let's go back to layout. Now we just have a rock that looks like a rock, obviously. So let's go back to wireframe and let's just duplicate this and start moving it around our scene a lot. Alright, so now we got some rocks around our scene. Let me just dip this one down a little bit. Okay. Now let's go into this little world icon, color, environment texture. I'll leave this HDRI down below. I'm just gonna start searching through mine and see which ones I like best. So you guys also want to go from Eevee, change this to cycles, and so it's just a way more realistic render. Alright, so now I'm gonna switch this to a good HDRI. You know what? I'm gonna send you guys this one, this Christmas one. I really like this one. Always looks so nice. This is actually the one that I probably use the most. Alright, so let's go back to wireframe mode. Let's bring in this cube bar. So this is like our domain. Let's add another cube. Let's bring it up. And this is gonna be our water source, okay guys? So keep that in mind. Scale across the x-axis. Maybe it's a little bit too much water. Okay. It's actually, I'm gonna bring this up a little bit so it's kind of crash down and then it's gonna push it up. Alright, so now let's click on this cube, go to this icon here, foot fluid, obstacle, friction. Oh wait, hold on, sorry, not obstacle. Just click fluid and leave it at that. And for this texture, for this little plane here, let's go here, let's give it like a sandy kind of texture. Okay, so now let's go back to solid view. Let's go to this cube, let's unhide it. Let's go to this little foot fluids. Let's click domain. Alright, so this is gonna be like our thing that's simulating everything. So it's like really important, okay guys? So let's go resolution 350. This will absolutely annihilate your computer, so just be ready for quite the experience. Okay, so now let's go from relative to absolute, which is a world scale, which is like the custom one that we just made for our thing. Let's go for cache. You guys could just set this to desktop or just set a folder called cache and click it. Click accept. I'm actually gonna reset this bacon, free it, because I already had something rendering in there. Because if you don't put a cache folder, you put it in your desktop, it's gonna have all the files that it's running to create this. So then you'd be like, oh, what's this? And you might delete it, and then your Blender might get corrupted or something like that. So let's go speed, 1.4. Flip fluid, display settings, leave it like that. Surface, let's give it extra subdivision. White water, definitely we want those bubbles. Flip fluid world, just leave it. For surface, the water ocean volumetric, of course. It's the best one. Let's get some foam, some bubble, some spray. Let's actually go to shading for this or actually now we have to start rendering this, but right before we do that, let's add another cube because we need something to push this water, right? Can't push itself. So let's bring out this cube back here, just scale across the y-axis, 5, whatever, z, 2. Let's get flip fluids, obstacle, friction, whitewater influence. Let's go I, rotation, location, rotation, and scale. Let's go to frame 20. Bring it over a little bit in. Let's keyframe again. Go, and then click on the very first frame and duplicate it and bring it to frame 40. So now we got a pusher kind of pushing the water. So next is click on frame 20, shift click the one on 40 as well, go shift deduplicate it and just drag it over and just constantly do that until you fill up your whole timeline. I'm actually gonna make this animation 350 frames long. Oh whoops, I meant to put 350. Now let's just duplicate this till we get near to the end, because I'm gonna let it run a little bit after. Actually, alright. Let's delete these two, I don't want these. Oh, let me reverse that. We'll just delete these keyframes. Delete keyframes, okay. So now let's go to the beginning of the animation. We got hide this pusher, because you know, nobody wants to see that. Make sure you click this camera icon hidden there, because you know, like again, you don't want to see it. So now for the final product, click bake, and at the very first frame I'm gonna show you guys what material to put for it. Okay, so it's your very first frame that it's just started baking. You click on your cube here of water, go to shading, and now you'll get this whole new tab. You're gonna go to density and just bring that up to the max. Because look, if you go into rendered, Z rendered, if the density is 0.4, I mean it's transparent, and if you guys want it to be like that, sure. But I like my water dense. And I'm actually gonna bring this over to a more lighter color, so you know, it just looks more juicy. Alright, so I'm gonna go back to it. Actually, I'm gonna bring down this density to like 7.5, 0.75. Alright, now let's go to layout and let's just continue baking it, and I'll see you guys there.